If you've played epicseven, you know that for a gacha game it's pretty generous. Even if you aren't someone who chooses to spend money on these types of games, it's made easy to get the characters you want over time through banners. This is a good thing, but it leaves a lot of the lower rarity characters without much of a purpose as soon as they're summoned, as you'll be getting higher rarity characters frequently who do what they do, but better. There are, of course, exceptions who remain relevant throughout the game, such as Curious or Alexa, and Smilegate has made an effort to revitalize some old characters to varying degrees of success with the specialty change feature. That's what we're dedicating this video series to. The 3 stars and below characters are the only characters that we will be using on this account, and we're going to see how far into the game's content we can get using these characters. Now, you might be asking yourself, what are we going to do with the 4 stars and 5 stars that we inevitably pull? And the answer is...
So good and tasty?
Right now there's not a lot to show because we've only just made the account, but one thing we can go over is the selective summons. Due to the nature of this account, there are a few things we can consider when making our selection. The first 6 star always takes the longest to make, so we could look for a 5 star character to feed to speed up the process. On the other hand, there are a number of strong artifacts offered in the selective summon that players often do not consider when starting their account due to the allure of the 5 star characters available. Funnily enough, we actually got really unlucky in the standard sense because in these 30 summons, out of all of them, we only pulled one 5 star character. Our target in this case ended up being Song of Stars, which we miraculously pulled on our 29th summon. We felt this was the strongest choice as it gives us access to a rare debuff that would allow us to complete certain PvE goals a lot sooner than if we had to wait for it to appear in the shop. The first of these goals would be a Wyvern team. So we looked at the available water archers and by process of elimination it had to be Ian, who actually has a decent kit for our purposes. With Song of Stars he'll bring the target debuff in addition to his blind and a team attack buff. Now we just have to get him, which shouldn't be too hard since he is a 3 star. Over the first few days, we just did some adventure stages, did some of our starter summons, and overall beginner progress. We started using Lena as our dog walker after we pulled her, and slowly inched towards the first goal we wanted to achieve, a Wyvern team for gear farming. A popular Wyvern team consisting only of 3 stars actually already exists, featuring Momo, Terranor Guard, Misty Chain, and Alexa. We weren't interested in just building that for this account. We want to do something a little bit different to show that some other decent options exist, and just have some fun with some lesser utilized characters. It's a shame we just missed the Junkyard Dog Guilty Gear event, but we'll work with what we get. Some interesting characters we're considering to mix things up are Ennet, Bask, and of course Ian. Anyway, after we locked in our selective summon, we decided that was enough footage for the day, logged out, and then had a mini heart attack. We logged out, without linking it to anything. We weren't sure how logging out of a guest account worked, so we were scared it was lost. It turns out, however, that the account data is still saved, at least for that time period, so crisis averted. Thanks, Smilegate. At this point, we decided it would probably be a good idea to link and name our account, so we got back on, linked it up, and gave a name to our second string champions, the Benchwarmers. If you enjoyed our first video and would like to see more of this series, throw us a like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or want to give us some ideas or advice, leave a comment and we'll do our best to respond. Thanks for watching our first video, stay safe, and see you next time.